The Queen City is one step closer to moving forward with redeveloping two historic properties in Buffalo's Cobblestone District.
Last week, the state's appellate court ruled in favor of the city, allowing city agencies to take the properties at 110 and 118 South Park Avenue by Eminent Domain. Right now, we're joined by Buffalo Common Councilman Mitch Nowakowski to talk more about this. Mitch, thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
So before we talk about this ruling, for those at home who may be unfamiliar, give us a little bit of a background of what's going on in Cobblestone District.
Yeah, so there are two large structures, 110 and 118 South Park. They are the oldest structures in the Cobblestone Historic District, and we have moved forward in a positive ruling that the City of Buffalo was proper in using the action of eminent domain to take these properties. We have one more hurdle, and that is we have a demolition order that was issued about a year and a half ago that's on appeal in county court. So if the city is to get a favorable ruling dismissing that demolition order, then the city is in one step closer where the owner does get a fair market value for the property. We are able to move it into inventory, and then the city can then either stabilize it or move it to an RFP to get a developer to stabilize it and redevelop it. And it's critical. And I want folks to understand that preservation helps rebuild the city of Buffalo, and that this entire historic district needs contributing the two oldest contributing properties there to make it an actual historic district.
And thankfully, and I say this as a taxpayer and as someone who has covered city government for close to a quarter of a century, thankfully eminent domain is rarely used. However, it is an effective tool when the courts obviously agreed, and in this case, you can see the video right there, Mitch. These buildings were allowed to just fall into complete deterioration. That's got to be a big, big win because eminent domain is not like to be used, but in this case, you have to.
And I want folks to know that when these properties were first written for housing court, I was in high school. I'm now a sitting member of the Buffalo Common Council in my second term. And I want folks to know also that historic districts also are qualified for tax breaks. So the state of New York gives qualifying buyers or landlords tax credits to be able to refurbish their homes. There are dollars out there for these properties to be properly redeveloped and to be contributing structures in the Cobblestone Historic District.
Let's elaborate on why, preservation is so significant. Why, when it comes to protecting these structures, specifically 110 and 118 South Park Avenue, why is that so important? Why for the city?
They're beautiful pieces of architecture that cannot be replicated. And when you think about the craftsmanship that comes to build these beauties, you cannot replicate them now. And especially when you get new builds with cheap materials and a modern design. And I want people to know, I travel around the world to cities, and people in other cities take real pride in their structures, and they're very serious about preservation, and their preservation often is an economic engine to tourism and for vitality and for density. And so we could come into the city of Buffalo and we can appreciate our architectural treasures too, and not just let them fall down into disrepair, and really to keep our hands tied. I mean, I did not want to invoke eminent domain on the Common Council, but after 14 years, something's got to give.
And one of these buildings, I know both of them are extremely old. One of them dates back all the way to the Civil War, which is one of the only remaining Civil War era buildings left in the city of Buffalo, right?
Pre-Civil War.
Pre-Civil War.
Pre-Civil War.
Absolutely incredible. So is the thought, 'cause I know there is a demolition order right now where you saw the scaffolding, so it is a public safety issue. Let's say everything gets upheld and you guys move forward. What do we do? What will people start seeing? Will they come down? Will parts of them come down? What will we see?
I think most engineering reports agree that about 80 to 90% of those buildings can be salvageable and be redeveloped. And I think that they could have a new lease on life moving forward.
While we have you here, Mitch, also big news out of the Buffalo Common Council, fluoride in the water. What is the update from the Buffalo Water Authority?
So as you know, last year that was really a big push by the Common Council once really the council discovered and uncovered that fluoride was not in our water and took on the water board to be more transparent and to put fluoride back into the water. So the water board did clock in items, stated that fluoride will be returning into Buffalo water. And when we engaged our residents, dentists, healthcare practitioners, it was an overwhelming majority that agreed that it was beneficial to have it in the water, and that there's really a detriment to public health when it's not in there.
We talked a little bit about this during the commercial just a couple of minutes ago, Mitch, but what do you think it says that for years this has been happening? The city removed the fluoride in 2015. It took members of the media and then, of course, this council to really act and push this thing forward to see this action taking place. What do you think that says about this relatively new council?
I think that it really states that the council is a firmer council. So before I was an elected member, I was a staffer, so I can oftentimes criticize the council of previously working for it. But this council is an action that takes action, that looks forward, that is transparent, and that is working hard. And that, yes, we can take care of the street sanitation and the street and the stop sign, but we can also tackle big issues like fiscal sustainability, preservation, laws to make our city more affordable and equitable. We can do it all.
And these are all topics that affect everyone. Yeah. Pertaining to the fluoride, very quickly before we let you go, what is the timeline? It's not something that's going to happen overnight as far as testing and when it will actually be in the water.
Good question. So we will be briefed next week in greater detail from the water board, but from what we see previously clocked in, that you could see throughout the spring and the summer, it will start being added in. But we will actually be asking hard deadlines and when we can actually expect that. But it's also really imperative for the Buffalo Water Board to also notify residents, not just because, let's face it, a lot of people rent. So maybe their landlords aren't properly giving them this information. So I'll be looking forward to making sure, yes, you may notify homeowners, but are you actually notifying the people that live within those dwellings?
Yeah, that's a really good point, especially to get the information out to the renters out there. Buffalo Common Councilman Mitch Nowakowski. Mitch, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let's send it back over to Chief